Okay, friends, in this video, let us try to understand what is the question paper pattern for TCS NQT, and let us also discuss what should be our approach to crack this exam based on this question paper pattern. So, if you observe it carefully, friends, we have 5 sections, and first section is numerical. I tried to break it with respect to time, how much time is given to each section. If you observe carefully, in numerical, 26 questions are given and time given to this section is 40 minutes. That means for one section less than 2 minutes is what we get. Why I have gave you this breakup is, look at this guys, 26 questions in 40 minutes means questions standard will be mediocre or easy. Very few number of questions will be hard. But remember, there is no negative marking. So it is very, very important that you attempt all the questions. But please remember that it is very, very important. Once again, I am stressing on it. It is very, very important that you see all the questions in time. And one tip what I would like to give you here is, if you cannot solve one question and if you try that question like you did some rough work, ensure that you come back to that rough work again. Please don't do the same rough work second time. That means you can just close a box. If you are using a rough sheet, then you can just if the rough work is unsuccessful, just close a box there with question number, because this is very, very important. Last minute, when 3 minutes or 5 minutes are left, then even if you can solve one question, then that will change. That will take you from not successful to successful. Okay, so it is very, very important guys that you remember to see every question. And as the time is less than 2 minutes, then most of the questions will be mediocre or easy questions. Then reasoning is mostly equal, like 30 questions and 50 minutes. Yes, reasoning will be, compared to numerical, reasoning will be time consuming. When I say time consuming means, it is observed from previous papers that reasoning questions will be lengthier. So it takes some time for you to understand. That is the reason why more time comparatively is given to reasoning. Of course, 4 questions are more, and again this also is one less than 2 minutes is what we get. And one very, very important thing which you have to remember guys is, unless you finish section 1, you cannot go to section 2. That means only after first 40 minutes you can go to this reasoning section. If not, you cannot go to this reasoning section, which is very, very important. If you think that I will do this quickly and I will go to this, no, it is not possible guys. Only after finishing this 40 minutes you can go to reasoning section. So divide your time very, very carefully, and before you try to attempt the test. Then third section is verbal, and in verbal we get 26 questions and we get only 30 minutes, the least among the three, which means we are getting almost 1 minute. Now these questions will be comparatively simpler, filling the blanks, synonyms and antonyms. In other video I will show you what is the syllabus given to us. Of course, by now you might have also seen the syllabus. So this also will be the easiest of first 3. So English will take less time, but it is like you have to be very confident about the grammar, all the rules of grammar, etc., so that you get the questions right. And remember guys, there is sectional cutoff also. You have to crack every section. Just you do for example, you do first section properly, and if you don't score well in verbal, remember every section will have sectional cutoff. So it is very, very important that you perform in every section given to you. Then fourth section is programming logic, means a small code will be given to you, and you have to find what what will be the outcome of that logic given. And 10 questions for 15 minutes. So small snippet codes will be given. So to compile that code, you will get around 1.5 minutes, and it is very, very important again that you should analyze the code properly to check the output. And among all these sections, remember, options will be very, very confusing. So you might solve it wrong, but you will see the same option there in the choices, multiple choice given. So please ensure that you get the logic right, and only then go for the answer. Even if you don't know the answer, as you know, for if you have taken IRC and DRC tests, you might be knowing that you can also mark a question for review. Means there is an option of marking for review. If you answered the question, it will turn green. If you did not attempt the question, it will be red. And if you marked as a review, then the on the question number it will be violet color. So in one section you can see all the questions at a time. You will understand the pattern once you go on to the platform. But please remember that it is very important that all questions are answered. Then last is coding. Of course, two questions are given, 45 minutes, and for each question 22 and a half minutes we get. And remember guys, the compiler what we get in TCS NQT is not the same like regular compiler what we see. Because in regular compilers, maybe it is online compiler or C or Turbo, whatever the programming platforms you use, they will show you which line the error is done and what type of error. But in this compiler, if you have taken IRC, you should be understanding this. It will not show you in which line the error occurred. So it is very important guys that you write the logic better. And also it is very important, from last year's observations, you have to attempt both the questions. At least write the pseudo code. At least write the pseudo code. Only even if the logic is correct, if syntax is wrong, also marks will be given. Don't leave any question unanswered. If you finish first question in 30 minutes, if you left with only 15 minutes, at least write the pseudo code, right? So we suggest you use the, make the better use of rough sheets. You are allowed to carry rough sheets. If you are writing test in TCS Ion Center, they will provide you rough sheets. If you are writing it at home, please make use of rough sheets. And it is very important that you maintain for different sections you maintain different sheets. Because at the end of the section you can review. If you want to review any question at the rough work, if you leave the question number, then you can come back to that question. So it is very important. And one more tip which I would like to give you is, for successfully solved questions on rough paper, don't draw box. For unsuccessful or for some logics which you have to review once again, you can just close a box for rough work and put a question number there, so that you can directly go back to that question, and you can go to that rough work also directly. So these are the tips which I have. If you have any doubts, you can just ask in this video comments. And in my next video which I am going to post, I am going to explain you other important tips which you have to take during the online test. Wish you all the best.